Just, I guess, just start by talking a little bit about last week and just the how unorthodox it was trying to prep for a game that you may or may not have during these types of conditions, and just how your team did as far as adaptability.
It certainly was a strange week, strange from having all the snow and ice falling in Ruston, Louisiana, and also very strange to be thinking about whether our game was going to go on based on weather. But I give our guys a lot of credit. First, we tried as best we could to find practice time and to get guys together. Our staff served as the taxi drivers with four-wheel drives and picked up guys, get them to campus, take them back to their places. We were able to do all that safely. Had practices Monday, Tuesday, like we normally would. Wednesday morning made the determination that our game at the very minimum would need to be pushed back to Saturday, Sunday. And then we took Wednesday off from practice. Also was the day with all the freezing rain. Thursday had a good practice, getting ready for middle, and just hopeful that something could turn. The airport was going to let us know whether or not we could get out. Friday afternoon, as planned, with a call on Friday morning. And on that Friday morning, they let us know that there wouldn't be any flights that day on Friday, and they were quite sure that there wouldn't be any on Saturday, which ended up being the case as well. So once that all transpired, we really had to make a call, and that call with our administration was to not play the games, and basically because we just couldn't get there. So obviously disappointed. Love to have kept on the same schedule and just keep playing, and every game has felt like a blessing this year, and would have loved to have done that. But our guys focused in on practices Friday and Saturday and getting ready for Rice this week.
Go ahead, Ben.
Coach, obviously your team has been in, or leading into last week, had been in such a good rhythm. I think you guys have won 9 of the last 11 in conference play. Do you worry about that? Getting a week off, kind of get thrown out of a rhythm a little bit as you get prepped, or do you use it and try to use it as more of a positive to get your legs under you for this final stretch?
As coaches, Ben, you know this, we worry about everything. But we've always taken the mantra this year, every year, just control what we can control and have a glass half full mentality in how we can utilize it. So we really thought, okay, let's spend some time on things that we need to get better at on Friday, Saturday. We worked with a lot of different lineups. We did some scrimmaging, special situations. Didn't have the types of ball games that, of course, we would have hoped for, but spent some time on just trying to get better at things that we thought we needed to get better on, not just for this week, but for the next several weeks. So we used it as a positive, we think, and how, whether we're in rhythm or not, we've got to be able to get ready for a very good Rice team on Friday and be able to defend them, be able to do the things that we need to do to be able to play well. And we use these last several days as an opportunity to try to get better.
Bo?
How do you think y'all match up against Rice? Y'all handled UAB's inside game pretty well. What does Rice look like?
Rice is very different, and they're different in just the way that they play offense. They really spread the floor. They've got front court players, especially in Felder, who's not a three-point shooter, but he is a tremendous passer. And they spread the floor so much with three-point shooting. They're 11th in the entire country in the number of three-point field goals they take as percentage of their overall shots. They shoot 37% as a team. They got a number of guys that shoot it. And they've got really good actions that are tough to guard based on their personnel. So we've got to defend them very well at the three-point line to begin with. They are just a really, really efficient offensive team. And then defensively, they've mixed things up. They'll play some zone, they'll play some man-to-man, they'll pack the paint. Some things that we've seen in some ways before, they just do it a little bit differently. But very good Rice team coming in here. They've had some injuries. Not sure whether or not that they may have one of their guys back. But very good team coming in here to the Thomas Assembly Center Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Coach, obviously, I believe it's 6 seniors that'll get the opportunity to play a couple more games at the Thomas Assembly Center this Friday and Saturday. Just talk about what some of those guys have meant to the program. I know all of them have been around throughout your tenure at Louisiana Tech as well.
Yeah, special group of guys, and some have been here 3, 4, and 5 years. One has been here 2 as a junior college transfer in our walk-on Lane Hartley, but so special to be on that journey with them, as recruiting them as high school juniors and seniors, them committing and signing with Tech, and going on this journey together. From Jacoby Pemberton in his 5th year to Amari Archibald, Davian Christian, both in their 4th year, Caleb Ledoux in his 3rd year, Xavier Armstead and Lane Hartley in their 2nd. Those guys have meant so much to our program and the types of things that they've contributed, and very excited about their contributions to society and everything that they're going to do many, many years from now.
Eric, as you close in on your final weekend of conference games, I know there's still that extra weekend where there's some series like UAB and North Texas scheduled. I'm sure you guys as coaches and the staff have started looking at, okay, standings, what it's going to take to make sure we're a top 2 seed, you get that first day bye, and so forth. Do y'all start talking at this point of the year with the players about, okay, we go in this weekend and we do what we're supposed to do these next 2? If I could be mistaken, you might know better than I do, but worst case, we're a top 2 seed and get that first day bye.
Malcolm, we don't really talk too much about it. We especially in this year, because you never know what's going to happen with games played or not played. There's nothing guaranteed here. We're just hoping to have a great practice today, and get ready for these games this weekend. And our hope is that we get to play them. We got in kind of a comfort zone all season long, playing every single game scheduled on time. And now that that's been taken away, it kind of jolts you back a little bit, makes you uncertain with what could happen coming up. But we're just going to try to control what we can control. We feel like we have control over our own destiny with these games this weekend, with a very good team coming in, but we try really not to look too far ahead of anything, and because then you do, you step on and trip on the things in front of you. So honestly too, there's a lot of different variables this year and scenarios that I'm not really all that familiar with, and not going to spend a ton of time on because I don't make any of those calls and determinations. Just trying to get ready for Rice.
Vote.
Eric, kind of personally, somebody who grew up in the ice and snow, knows about it and all. Was last week a good thing or a bad thing for you? What was that like for you?
Well, for me, it was absolutely a bad thing because it caused us not to be able to play some basketball games. But on a personal level, I enjoy very much seeing it and then it being gone a few days later. Whereas where I grew up, it lasted quite a bit longer. But I did have my boys who've seen just a little bit of snow, not much, but mostly visiting family, taught them how to shovel. And they weren't so happy with that, but that was a lifelong lesson of how to shovel early in their career, early in their life. So if they have to do it again any time in their lifetime, they know how to do it.
Hey, we could have used them on the front steps of the TAC on Saturday afternoon when me and Alan and who else? And Adam Ham were out there shoveling. That was my first snow shoveling experience, and I don't want another one.
Well, they've got Ethan and Ron got experience now, Malcolm. So if it ever happens again, they'll be ready.
I will make sure I know who to call now. Any more basketball questions for Eric? All right, thanks, Coach. Best of luck this week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, both.